remember me? Let's say we dust off the old planning board, get the heist crew back together, arm ourselves to the teeth, and try and pull off the biggest job that's ever been pulled, okay? So, buy a facility from the Maze foreclosure site, and I'll meet you over there. And hey, who else was I gonna get to help me take down the big one, huh?
That's crazy.
Josh was having that this morning. I don't know, but he was having it.
I'm mute my microphone. Good, now we're screen P, online. Are we all in the same lobby? Playlists. My playlists. GTAM. Lower the monitor brightness. Hello, I want to start. Yes. Hello, Edek. Oops, wrong button. My money, plenty. Cents.
I assume we all got ammo.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
I do not. Mobile Operations Center. Can I have a car, please? Caddy will do. Turn left. Thank you very much.
I need to get the fuck out. Oh! Ah! Hey, shitbird!
Alright. Hello there, sir, with the hats. Heavy sniper, ammo. Chrome shotgun. P. Online. Online. Playlist. My playlist. GTAM, yes. Sent. All right. So this is where someone would communicate with us that we are going to do a run. So we're starting now. So whoever does the timer begins at blah blah blah.
I'm close. I'm closer.
Alright. Time. Hello. I am lots of
Hello.
us. With me are
Hi, my name's Wayne. Wayno.
What?
Disperser.
And I'm Teluva. So I guess I should commentate, I might.
Yes.
So survivals are one of the oldest game modes in GTA Online. You can play them with 1 to 4 players. There are 9 survival maps in total. And on each survival map you have to survive 10 waves of increasingly difficult enemy. So they start out with pistols and end up having miniguns and stuff. And there's also cars or helis that spawn on some waves. And each wave starts with a 20 seconds preparation phase where we can move around freely because there's no enemies spawning. And after that, once the actual wave starts, enemies start spawning and there's a little progress bar on the bottom right which fills. And once it's entirely filled, then the wave is over. So it shows like how many enemies of the enemies that will spawn have already been killed. So you may be wondering how we're actually killing enemies. During the preparation we are placing down tear gas where the enemies will spawn. And the tear gas lasts for about 45 seconds. So usually that's enough to last throughout an entire wave. And yeah, it's there to spawn kill the enemies basically. They spawn in the gas and then get killed pretty quickly, especially in the earlier waves where they don't have a lot of health. Now, one issue with the gas is that you can only place down 6 gas at a time, and that's per session, not per player, so we can't just cover the entire area with this gas. So sometimes some of them will get out, and we usually have like extra explosives down for that case, or sometimes we also have to shoot them. Also, shooting them during the wave while they are still spawning is kind of an issue because of the way the spawns work. So, as you can see, during the actual wave we're all standing in very specific locations and looking in a specific direction. And that's because they always want to spawn when nobody's looking. So we're basically just blocking all the possible spawns except the one where we want them to spawn, and that's of course where the gas where the gas is. And yeah, if you were to look at the intended spawn, then they would spawn somewhere else, and that's probably in a location where we can't kill them as easily. And if, like, worst case, they would kill us, so that wouldn't be very good. And as up on the tower can maybe show like where some of the spawns are and stuff.
Alright, I'll get to that on the next setup.
Alright.
As for in my screen, I can actually point. They like to spawn over there, for example, where I just fired my flare. So what I do is I look in that direction to prevent them from spawning there. Case in point, right now I look away to shoot cards and a guy spawns here right away.
I forgot to put down stick keys.
Alright, so I will... you will see Disperser and Wayno mostly doing the gas, but I'm just tossing one in a corner there, and then some trip mines for anyone that gets out, as Teduva mentioned. So Teduva is standing, or Disperser is standing in that corner looking at that direction to prevent them from spawning at the containers. And then I prevent them from spawning in basically this entire yard. As for Teduva, I don't know.
I'm also blocking spawns.
Yeah, but I don't know which ones exactly.
I guess I can show you sometime so I can point it out as well. But yeah, enemies spawn in several subwaves, and you have to kill one subwave for the next subwave to spawn, at least almost all of them. If there's still some enemies left, then it basically just takes way longer. So you have to kill enemies throughout the wave in order to progress, but you also can't look at them or it would mess up the spawns. So that's why the gas is so useful. You can kill them without actually having to do much about it. Of course, towards the end of the wave, we can move out when we're reasonably sure that all of them are spawned. We can look away and kill any stragglers or whatever.
Yep.
Now, you may also have noticed that Wayno and Disperser are alternating, basing on the gas. At least I think that's what you're doing, right?
Yes.
And that's because one person can only carry a maximum of 30 gas. So that's not quite enough to place down 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 gas for 10 waves. So that's kind of why we have to use the gas of 2 different people. And alternating in particular is also useful because if there's still gas left from the previous wave, then if it's your own gas, then it actually kills you, but if it's someone else's gas, then it doesn't because friendly fire is off. So that helps as well. Alright.
They got out a bit. Oh my.
There should be one left down there. Good example of stuff that can go wrong. I'm not sure what exactly happens.
My guy overwalked like he usually does.
Oh my god, I fell down.
Excellent.
Downside of standing on that thing. Shouldn't be too bad. I can still block the spawns from here, from down here. It's just that you get a really good overview on cars up there.
So yeah, S has been using the explosive sniper from the tower and to blow up the cars. And the explosive sniper, or spawns are kind of messed up, is pretty useful because it's easier to aim at the cars than like with the slow moving rockets. Don't have to predict where it will go. But one downside is that I'm getting killed. Is that
Big
I
downside.
guess that was one of the cars that you didn't shoot.
Lots of them behind you too, Disperser. Well, good start.
I killed myself with my own RPG because I hit an invisible wall.
Should we reset?
Do we have time for a reset? We're on to do. We can just continue with the commentary and stuff.
Sure. So yeah, I wasn't supposed to happen. We'll have to do this map over at the end of the survival run. We have some leeway on the estimate.
It's exactly like a marathon experience where everything just goes wrong always.
Hey, if you do everything wrong now, it won't go wrong in the actual marathon.
And all the bad luck.
Also, we forgot the readies.
Oh yeah, ready.
I was waiting for something, I wasn't sure what.
You now, Disperser.
What's to say?
Bigger map, so more spread out, so no double gas.
Right, so this map is bigger, which means the spawns are naturally more spread out, and it's harder to corral them in a place where it's easy to gas them. There's nothing we can do about that. The tear gases have a rather narrow area of effect. So we can't just put more down. We just have to kind of work around. This map has some really, really bad spawns underground in garages, which I'm blocking now. Also, the cars spawn in rather difficult places under bridges and such, which Taduba has to work around. And Wayno usually has to minigun some final spawns that just naturally get out of the gas.
Don't forget those helicopter spawns.
Yes, the helicopters spawn on this map really, really high and out of view for most of us for several seconds.
Yep.
It's
So
usually my job to gun down Disperser's helicopter above him
yeah,
because he can't reach it.
you're gonna hear me give some instructions when helicopters spawn, and then I say that might be a helicopter spawning above Disperser, but there's nothing he can do about that helicopter, of course. So I said cars were spawning, and depending on whose audio you were using, you could hear explosions. Do you wanna know what's up with the cars being pretty much spawn killed Disperser?
Yes, the S is placing proximity mines on the spawn point for his cars, which means they don't even they're dead as soon as they spawn in. Proximity mines have a trigger that automatically explodes when anything moves near. I'm using an explosive sniper on my cars, and Tuva is also using proximity mines for his cars.
And stickies.
And stick.
Why do we not use the proxies for people on foot?
Proximity mines are very limited in ammo, and they are also so we can only hold 10 at a time, and there's
Gas dropped.
Yeah.
proximity mines only go off as soon as one enemy or anything moves near, and usually spread out, so they're only able to kill the first person, and all the rest of them, all the other people that come up behind, are not killed.
Yep.
You're gonna need to call out over whoever's talking us whenever you can.
For cars.
Yeah, for anything really. I don't know when the wave ends or when
Alright.
I can move out.
I should do that.
Just just whatever. Just call over anyone that's talking.
Yeah, that works. So what just happened with Taduva and Wayno in the previous setup? Gas dropping.
That's you, Disperser, if you want to explain it.
So one way to work around the limit of 30 tear gas canisters is for one person to donate their inventory of tear gas to the person who is in charge of gassing. Also one quirk of inventory
Cars
management
spawning
between
should be
survivals is
Can move
that
out. Cars on this.
if you have 0 tear gas canisters in your inventory between survivals, you hit buy all to purchase all the ammo that you're missing. The tear gas will not refill. You have to have at least 1 tear gas in your inventory to hit fill all, which is the fastest way to buy. The person that's dropping gas, they're dropping the gas in their inventory, has to drop a single canister on the ground near their cool camping spot.
2 helis.
Run towards the.
You can move out.
Run towards the gasser and then drop the 29 that are left.
Look, there he is. Fucking.
It's fine, I messed up on mine too.
I had the Mark II sniper equipped instead of the heavy thing.
What were we talking about?
I just finished the tear gas inventory.
Alright. That works for all the grenades actually, so you want to make sure you don't run out of stickies either.
Yeah, throwables act weird
Spawning
in this game.
gassing.
Probably because you basically drop the entire weapon when it's empty.
Yeah.
Because it's not no distinction between weapon and ammo. The weapon is the ammo.
Yeah. Cause
It's weird because you can drop your entire weapon in this game
can
and
move
still
out.
get it back. But yeah, I get what you mean about that.
anything else about this? Maybe we should explain how the spawns work for cars and helicopters. Which waves spawn helicopters, which waves spawn cars.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. So, the first 2 waves spawn only foot soldiers. Wave 3 spawns usually 1 car.
2.
1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Wave 4 spawns a single helicopter. And then waves 5 and 6 spawn only foot soldiers again. Wave 7
what do they
spawn-
carry?
Oh, waves 5 and 6 also spawn cars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 spawns 3 cars and 6 spawns 4 cars. So the
Wave
S
7 is 2 or 3 helicopters. And then 7 and 8 are cars again.
Yeah.
No. Wave 7 is helicopters.
Yeah, 2
9 are
helicopters.
cars. And it's 3 helicopters.
Yes. Also, the guns keep increasing in strength, the weapons that the foot soldiers have equipped. I'm not sure how those increase, but basically wave 10, which we are now, they have miniguns.
Miniguns and LMGs,
Yeah.
a mixture of the two.
And they actually know how to
You don't
use
you
them.
don't have to say the individual weapons. Just no. By wave 5, walking out in front of them is usually a death trap.
Yeah. 3 helis.
And
You should be able to move out.
okay. This guy is not. And I still have the wrong weapon equipped. I know.
Alright. That was Maze Bank. Wayno, take the next one.
Hello. I'm Wayno. The guy who looks like a CIA. What do I look like, a CIA agent?
I don't know what your dress is right now.
I am a CIA. The next survival is going to be Sawmill. Sawmill, interesting. No, that we had to crack. Ready?
Ready?
Ready. Yeah, this.
This is a fun one.
It's a fun one. It has a history, unlike, well, I guess this
Oh, it's fun in the
comparatively
bush.
with.
So you do both?
So Sawmill is a tricky one because it encompasses, well, it's wide, it's open, it's got difficult areas, it's got bad spawn points, and for a longest time, it was one of the hardest ones and the longest ones we had to crack. I think our first time on it was about 15-16 minutes before we eventually got it down to about 9 minutes.
One scatter spawn, multiple scatter spawns.
And they're proven to be difficult today.
Yep.
Hopefully
Mostly
they're
spawning
going
gas.
by
You can
night.
move out 2 out on the road probably. Stark can see. I'll do downstairs.
So the main question to this survival is how exactly did we figure it out? Well, we actually abused the replay system that's the game that allows you to view and record clips that's been in GTA games for a long time. It allowed us to examine where enemies spawn and how they spawn, but the replay system wasn't exactly the greatest in terms of distance and where you can look at, but it gave us a general idea. I think it was pure accidental
Good.
to find this spot. We knew that they wanted to
Oh, they're
spawn
upstairs.
but eventually we sort of like corralled them into this little nook and cranny here that you actually saw it there, but here it is again. They love to spawn in this little L shape. They adore it. They do. I love the wall. But this map has painful spawns if you get it wrong. They can spawn in front of me. They can spawn up by Taduva inside the building. They can spawn over in the corner, in the southeastern corner. And then they have the
One car
cars as
driving
well.
off.
I'll get him.
It's like he knows I would put proxies.
Got him.
Okay.
Yeah, that can happen.
Downstairs.
Cars can wander in this map, and they can wander really far.
Yeah.
We've had a few instances where they've spawned outside the map, up in Toledo Bay. They love Toledo Bay. They want to drive there all the time. But we kind of hope that they come towards us along that bridge over there by S and up by the ridge, and down by my area. And they can also spawn in the little
Spawning
ditch
gassing.
to my left.
One on the road.
There's also one by Taduva. I don't know why he spawned there.
I'm not
but
sure if I'm host. Helis? You can
Oh,
move
host. We'll get onto that later. Ali.
Should just be the heli.
Yeah, but he's
I'll do upstairs.
So you've actually, I don't know if S wants to take the helm on explaining this whole host mechanic thing, because this is a doozy. You want to do that, Ed?
Yeah, okay, so I think this game is a peer-to-peer game, but not quite. There is one person who is the host of the game, spawning, gassing, all good. One person gassing slowly. God. One person who's the host, and he gets information on the UI earlier. In this case, that is me. So I can see people spawn on the minimap by having a red dot appear, and then when they disappear, I'll do downstairs. Actually, I'll do upstairs.
Okay.
Wait, do I do upstairs? Whatever. And then I disappear them again. They disappear again, so I know that the gas is working. Meanwhile, at the same time, for the other 3 players, the UI maybe doesn't even appear until the wave is over, if we are fast enough, spawning gassing. So what I do is, on the maps where it is needed, I just relay what I see on the minimap cars to the others. There should be a few left.
Got the car. You guys left on the staircase.
So I just relay what I see to the others. Also, Dr. Death Knight, thanks for the resub. I'll do downstairs.
This game has what I would consider a fake host system, where it will say that the game's host is S, for example, but it may actually give the host to Disperser, me, or Taduva, and in more often than not cases, it's always Disperser.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen, because it can screw us up. One
Yeah.
guy got out, he's running back in the gas. No, he got out.
You'll probably see an example of the fake host system in Railyard, hopefully, if all things go well.
Well, hopefully not. One heli
Oh,
on
hopefully
me. Just
I
a
got
heli.
Alley's down.
So this is a glitched wave, which means that only one helicopter has spawned where the game thinks 3 have spawned.
2.
There's no way for us to kill the other 2, so the game just waits and waits until nothing happens, and then the wave ends.
Yeah.
You can lose easy 20 seconds here because Rockstar servers or their game mechanics are just great.
Oh, they're downstairs?
And
Another fun thing about the hosts versus clients is kills made by the gas grenades and do not count as kills for clients, but they do for the host. And you can actually see that on this map. You'll see that I get a lot of kills in, whereas Wayno, who is also gassing, gets very little. Usually only the ones from the cars he's blowing up. Cars, by the way.
I think that
Gassing
applies
slowly,
to
more
all.
cars. You can move out
all
a bunch of
trolls
people in the middle.
and not just gas. So you'll see the score now, and S should have like all of it. Yeah, the 6 I got were the 3,
Oh, they're upstairs.
4 in the van, plus the people I killed on the staircase with the guns.
How much gas do you have?
I have, hold on, 4.
Alright, that should be fine if I do downstairs next. We messed up the order on that, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because that's spawned in the ditch. I usually do a double placement at the very start because he can't make it in time.
Gassing, not gassing.
And like
Okay, gassing.
Taduva introduced earlier on in the run,
One on the roads. Okay, spawning. Not
we
spawning.
alternate because we don't have
Cars,
enough gas.
spawning.
otherwise.
Cars.
They're not gassing for some reason.
No, they're not. We gotta shoot.
At the
Be
car.
careful. They shot me through the wall.
Ooh.
This is bad because I'm gonna spawn in the ditch again, and Wayno does not have enough gas to gas.
Maybe I might be able to make do.
So he said he has 4. I'm not sure if he included the one that he has to keep in order to make it through the level transition without losing his throwables in that.
Yeah, I just said. Oh, accident.
But what we do is we place 4 gas grenades. Actually, I spawn in a good spot I can do downstairs. We place 4 gas grenades downstairs and 1 upstairs because they like to spawn underneath and on top of the stairs.
I love these staircases.
Yeah. And again, because we don't have enough gas for one person, we alternate the gas consuming role with the non-gas consuming one between us.
Another thing we should mention about hosts is that the host strongly
Two
affects
guards.
the location of the foot soldier spawns. Seem to want to spawn closer to the host than
Yeah, we-
further away.
We've done quite a lot of experimenting with the whole host versus non-host, and
They
there's
got
a-
out 2 helis because I had to shoot someone.
Okay. Well, it should be the end of the wave now. Just come out and kill them
Yeah,
all.
I'm just surrounded is all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a lot of experimenting with the host versus non-host situation, and we've come to the conclusion that the host does affect spawns.
Can you
It
get that heli?
can, but in some cases it can't. It depends. I have a theory that this game
Glitch.
has what I would consider alpha spawns, which are preferable spawns that the game wants to spawn them in. Regardless of who's the host or regardless of who's looking at it, it wants to spawn them in that location no matter what. But yeah, that's Sawmill. Anyways, it's a mess of a map. It was a nut to crack, and it was a hell of a lot of fun.
It turns from the worst maps to one of the more bearable maps.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I will.
and the spawns
so-
are a bit nasty on this round, but still, it's a very quick map. We lost a minute on that. Also, this transition screen is very long and very useless.
Ready.
Ready?
Alright, so the next map is a rail yard, apparently, and I'll take this one.
Cool.
So the first thing I should mention that actually plays a role on this map is the boundaries of the map. If you go out of bounds, like run away from the survival, the game will kick you because you went too far away. If you're in a playlist like we are, it will just kill you. But if you're in a solo survival, like a solo survival round, not in a playlist, it will actually kick you from the game, which isn't good. No bueno. For this survival, there's also a height limit to this boundary, so not only can you not run away from the survival, you can also not climb on top of roofs. And as you've seen on previous survivals, particularly the first one, industrial plants, getting on roofs is pretty useful to get an overview on enemies and cars.
5, 4.
Yep. So what I do is I still stand on the roof. One of them spawned here. That shouldn't be a funky spawn. Well, I still climb on the roof, and the game will tell me that I'm going out of bounds. But then I can just notch to the edge right here, and it counts as inbounds. So I stand on this roof to get a good overview of the spawns that are in this area, because I need to block both that side and that side, and if I stand here I can just barely get that in my screen. Also, it will give me good access to the road where the cars will spawn. But yeah, you don't want to go out of bounds for too long or bad things happen. So on this map, as we said earlier, that the hosts, being the hosts, affects where the spawns are. And we also mentioned earlier that the game randomly likes to give hosts from me to Disperser instead. And if that happens, for some reason, everyone just spawns right in front of me, like where I shot those flares earlier. And they would just kill me, and then all the gas that Wayno is dropping right here would be for nothing. That's bad. If that happens, Disperser and I just swap positions. But it makes no sense that happens. Spawning, gassing, some getting out.
Yeah, if you got out. I don't know how.
Heli on Taduva.
I should be able to go out now.
Yeah, you can move. Thank you for the sub, Firefist. So this was wave 4, and you could see one heli on Taduva right there. I think for the rest of the survival, I'm just gonna go a bit more in depth on like how this works. Narrate a bit now that we've covered all the basic mechanics. So what Taduva just did is give most of his gas inventory to Wayno, so that Wayno can continue gassing. It's about halfway through the survival now. So Wayno's gas ran out. So now they're spawning and they're immediately dying in the gas. Now the cars have spawned. This is wave 5. So there should be 3 cars. It might be different on this. 2 of them drove into Wayno's compound, and then the third one probably got spawn killed by Sticky by me or something, or Proxy, I don't know. Maybe it spawned on Taduva instead.
Cars are in an awful position, hold on. Okay, that's fine.
So I'm just gonna play some more proxies. Looks like my
If,
proxy 7 exploded.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Cars that drive into my compound, it would worth noting is if they don't get moved, they fuck with the spawns, and the spawns will try and go somewhere else.
Yep, one coming towards you. Spawning cars, insta spawn, insta kill on cars. You can move out. Car behind me exploded. That's the proxy I just tossed there. Should be 1 foot patrol and 1 car left.
Car's dead.
Alright, so that was wave 6. Wave 6, 8 and 9 all have the same amount of cars. But now we're going to wave 7, which is a heli wave. So it will spawn 2 helis. The location of where these helis spawn is usually the same. It will spawn on this map 1 behind Taduva, And the other one, either behind me or to the right of the disperser, I don't remember the order. But right now it's spawning the first subwave. It's not really gassing them. Okay, it is gassing them, but slowly. You can see the blips on my map disappear slowly. One of them is moving to Wayno.
He's dead.
So now it's spawning a second subwave. You can see the blips appear again and the helis appear as well. I fell off my roof. Which is not good because I need to shoot this heli. So yeah, 2 helis, and that wave behaved as it should. It spawns 2 helis instead of 1, so therefore we won't get the glitch wave that we saw earlier on Sawmill. Up next is wave 8, and wave 8 is pretty much one of the hardest waves. It will spawn 4 cars. And then spawn people next to Wayno. They're running to Wayno. So yeah, the gas is very unreliable. It works for like the most of the group cars.
To add on to the gas being unreliable, people can save other people from being gassed as well. We've noticed it's sort of like if they spawn in groups, they have kind of a herd immunity happening sometimes.
Yeah, it seems to not carry through walls, and I guess a dead body counts as a wall. So
wouldn't it? That's gonna be a problem.
So Wayno is using...
Thank God for this alien gun.
Yeah, a gun that got added in a recent DLC that lets you just move cars out of the way. It's very useful. So this is wave 9, another hard wave, but they all have miniguns. So you can see the blips appear and then immediately disappear, except for that one blip. That one blip faded away slowly, which means that the guy probably got wounded. Okay, it spawned cars. And now it spawned more. So the car behind me isn't being blown up. Okay, there you go. And then one car into Diva. So yeah, the key to these survivals is for all of us to spread out so we can cover as much ground. Disperser is not doing anything, it looks like anyway. But actually Disperser's role is very important because he does prevent people from spawning behind this building. So this is the last wave of this survival. There will be 3 helicopters, this time 1 behind Diva, 1 behind me and 1 to the right of Disperser, if everything goes well. So spawning, that seems a bit of a forward spawn to be honest.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's no car on their location, although the one at the gate might be causing it issues.
Yeah, there might be some issues. 2 helis, none behind me, so this wave might be glitched. You can probably move out on foot patrol.
That was a fast subwave, I will point that out. That went really fast.
Should be 1 more left on the floor. Okay, just the helis.
Glitch.
Yep, glitched. We don't know what's causing a helicopter to not spawn sometimes.
Have to dance.
I wish I had my diving suit in this weather.
Yeah, so we just have to suck up the glitched wave and like until we figure out what's causing them. It can be really annoying. Next map.
This versus dancing.
Next map is probably the most popular survival, which is Sandy Shore survival. I'm not sure why it is the most popular survival. Disperser, do you know?
Yeah, it's really small. It's really easy to make the spawns very concentrated. Ready?
So they're ready, but I have to wait for this play button to show up. Yeah, so this map is small. So small, in fact, that 1 person doesn't even have any blocks spawns to block, and that person is me. Disperser, are you guessing the first one?
Wait, you don't have any spawns block? I don't have any spawns to block either. I can
Oh,
look
wow.
anywhere.
I'm literally the only person that blocks spawns on this.
Yeah, to do for 2 maybe.
This
I
is
think
such an easy map. It can actually be soloed, and a lot of people have soloed the Sandy Shore Survival.
Yeah. So this helps
It's actually
me.
faster solo as well.
Yeah. So I'm using this opportunity of being able to go anywhere and not having to block spawns, to just go out and not even bother with the survival and place my proxies. Now I am going to gas though. I have a bit of a run, but it's not a big deal because, as we established earlier, I don't have anywhere to be.
This is usually my Reddit downtime.
So I just run off and let them spawn in that corner by the fences. And it looks like everything is good. Alright. And then disperser against this one. So while disperser is going to gas that, I am just going to explain to you how the weapon wheel works. And the answer to that, it doesn't. But you can switch weapons in basically 2 different ways. You can use the weapon wheel itself, or you can use hotkeys. And the only relevant hotkeys for me are grenades and whatever else. And if I then go into cars, by the way, go into first person, I can do a quick missile launch. Actually, grenades and the rocket launcher are the most important hotkeys for me. It doesn't really matter which grenade. Well, let me drop gas. So I'm gonna go into first person and then select my rocket launcher with the hotkey, then switch away from the rocket launcher with the hotkey, and then switch back. And now it won't unequip my rocket launcher randomly, whereas if I didn't do this, it would. And the reason I do this is in the hopes of getting a quick kill on this one. Some of them got out.
Oh, it's really high. Okay.
Yeah. Disperser gas.
Should mention, this isn't really a good map to talk about, but you still see glimpses on my screen of enemies just appearing in the middle of the street. That is because enemies spawn underneath the map, and then they teleport to the road. You'll see that in a big example in Processed. But yeah, this game's got good spawns.
Wayno gas. What else was there on this map? Yeah, not much, other than the quick missile launch. The weapon wheel, if you understood none of what I explained about the weapon wheel, that makes perfect sense, because the thing just does not make sense. But basically, switching with the weapon wheel itself versus switching to hotkeys, and they are 2 completely separate ways of switching. To the point where it remembers your hotkeys even after you use the actual weapon wheel. So if you then press, like, let's say you had the rocket launcher equipped and then switch to the minigun using the weapon wheel, and then later, apparently I'm not guessing this, and then switch later using the hotkey back to the minigun, it will actually still select the rocket launcher. Alright, spawning gassing.
Oh!
Alright, so this helicopter didn't spawn.
I fell through the map.
That's interesting. Are you in a position to gas?
Yeah, I actually am.
Alright, gas.
Objective complete, fall and survive. Thanks.
That is great.
I think I may have found out what causes you to fall through the map. I need to test it some more.
Alright, spawning gassing. Cars, one car on Taduva still. Spawning gassing, one left. One car on Wayno.
He's dead.
Disperser, can you gas this?
Yep.
Despite the fact that I fell through the map, I still managed to make my gas and come back. I'll actually see if that's the...
So just using my mobility to recharge replays this proxy. Spawning gassing, cars. Not immediately blowing mine up, but it's fine. One on Taduva still, car on Wayno. Alright, and now that's already all the cars done. That was a very fast wave 9, by the way.
Was?
And I'll gas this because disperser's gas is still active, I think.
I'm gonna put one down.
Of course I didn't put my... Sometimes it eats your input. This might be bad. Yeah, one of them is surviving.
Yeah.
If there's one guy who doesn't die, one heli. If there's one guy who doesn't die, we usually just let him live because we know the wave will advance anyway. Whereas if you were to look over to kill him, it would then instantly advance the wave. Which means it would start spawning people, but now you're looking at the spawn you want to block. So it would spawn all over the map. So we usually eat some time loss.
I went through 2 collision boxes there as well.
And that's Sandy.
That's Sandy.
So Wayno, up next is Legion Square. I heard this is your favorite survival.
Favorite? You must have heard that from some random. It's not a favorite. It's a painful survival. It is painful.
I think Legion might actually be the hardest for casual play as well.
Ready?
Ready?
I think so. Up there with Del Piero, I think. Legion is one of the 3 that originally gave us trouble, and it still to this day kind of gives us trouble, but we have it down. I'm confident to say we have it down so far. Still experimenting with the spawns on it. But this thing is a hard one to crack because of how open it is. If a map is this open, enemies have free reign to just move anywhere and spawn anywhere. So if you look on my screen, I'll be looking at this red cube almost all the time because this red cube is nice. And they'll spawn it in that little corner on the southwest, southeast.
Yeah.
Originally in this, I would actually like, yeah, he's going over towards Taduva, and then there's one guy gassing. So there's over one by. This is what happens when a map is open. They just wander everywhere.
Yeah.
This might be a good time to mention that the blocking of spawns with sight, the camera of the player, has a radius limit. So even though Duva is looking directly at the spawns, they're outside of this radius, so that it's not blocking. One of the reasons this map is so difficult.
This is also a good time to mention that spawns are finicky. They're for disperser place anyways. It can be pixel perfect sometimes, with how you have to look in order to block them. If Taduva doesn't do, if disperser doesn't do his job correctly, or he doesn't, he's doing a job correctly. He is. They'll spawn behind me or to the side of me, and they'll instantly kill me.
Should be a few left.
Yeah, they're gassed there, but they're like... Taduva normally takes care of anyone that's in the range who walk towards him on the road, because it takes me a while to get to them. It does.
Yeah, where they spawn is just inside my reach of the minigun.
Yeah.
Not very easy to kill them.
In the past, before Taduva stood where he stands now, what we would do is we'd hope for a random pedestrian car on the road, like the one Disperser is covering behind, and I would park that car on this. I would park that here, and then whenever there would be one left, I'd take the car and drive all the way over to where Wayno is. And because of all the trees and stuff, me getting there with a car was usually still about as fast as him having to climb over all those walls and then run around the tree. But now that we have to do in that spot, he kills the people a lot quicker than I can even get in a car. So now we either just have a car on this map, especially for me just for fun, because I'm not doing anything on this map, or for extra cover like Disperser has right now.
Disperser gas at the end of this way, start of next. Like the other maps you've seen, we need to pass gas on this. Since this map is so big, it will pass just under the limit of gas, actually 5. So it's Disperser's job. I'm gonna keep saying to do it. It's Disperser's job to give me more gas.
Heli to this and Wayno.
This guy road. He's above me. I can't touch him.
This heli is really annoying because he spawns very high up, so I can't reach him. But he spawns too far away for Disperser to reach him, because it's like even with the sniper fully zoomed in, it's still only a few dots on the screen, and it's moving really fast, so it's really difficult to hit. And Taduva can't hit it because he's still focusing on the foot patrol. And then Wayno can't hit it because there's trees and all this stuff in the way blocking his view. So it's a really annoying helicopter.
On the subject of AI, this is the first ever map where we discovered that the AI have wall hacks, legit wall hack. You saw that S died in Sawmill?
Yep.
And that's because the AI can just shoot through things. This big purple wall next to me is where I used to stand, and I used to look at the bank across the road. Until I don't know what Rockstar did, but one day AIs just could shoot through that wall, so we had to reposition because they just kept killing me. I've had some fun experiences and deaths with that, where it's been very frustrating.
Speaking of changes Rockstar made, in the past we used to fight police officers on this map.
Oh, yeah.
Which was actually very useful, because every time a car would spawn in, they would turn on their siren car, and they would basically announce their presence. But right now, even with the host UI, I can't actually see when the cars have spawned in, because they spawn so far away.
Yeah, after the Christmas update of 2018, which was a couple of months ago, Rockstar, you originally fought like wave-specific teams of like on Sawmill, it was hillbillies. On Sandy Shores, it was also hillbillies. On this, it was police. It was Group 6 on Industrial, but I would say like 80% of the survivals are now just generic heist enemies now.
Yeah, I
It
think
doesn't make any
Sandy
sense.
still uses the rednecks, but all the others are just generic robbers. But yeah, it's
Well,
annoying. It's annoying on this map because the cars don't announce their presence anymore.
We'll just chalk it up to the LSPD running out of police budget.
Yeah.
They don't like to be shot at anymore.
Helicopters. One on this, none on me. So only one helicopter actually. So this might be a glitched wave.
It's really annoying to fight enemies in the position I'm in because if they fall over, they go behind the wall.
Yeah.
And if they go behind the wall, then that means I can't get them, and then they'll sit there grabbing their knee like a football player. The tree here is an invincible tree. If an enemy stands behind it, they can pretty much just stay alive until I actually have to go out and hit them.
So that was wave 7. Anything else? Let's look at my notes.
Talking about trees, I'm using the thermal vision of this
Ooh, a good one.
lovely, what is it, quad lens helmet, I think,
Quad, yeah.
which is very useful to spot the enemies between the trees because they're very far away as well, and especially if it's night, which can sometimes happen on this map. Like, it's just
Like
the
right now.
Yeah.
current time.
Yeah. It's useful because trees are cold-blooded as opposed to the enemies.
Yeah, so the thermal vision is really, really useful.
Car on this.
Otherwise, it would be way harder to kill the enemies.
I do want to say though, since the enemies have changed into heist enemies, we no longer encounter the police SWAT vans that they have with like bulletproof windows. So I would typically target the driver's windows to kill them because it's easier to kill everyone in the car than it is to blow. At least for me, anyways, because I use the minigun. But beforehand, the police used to come in an armored vehicle with bulletproof windows, and they were actually bulletproof windows. You wouldn't be able to break through them unless you shot through the little slit in the side doors, which was always a pain to do.
Yeah, that's one good thing.
There's only one good thing.
And I guess in return we also got that alien gun to get the car wrecks out of the way. Car on this. Fortunately, I can still see, even though they don't announce their presence, I can still see the car spawn on the disperser, like physically see it, not using the minimap. And when that happens, I know that at least the one down the road by me has spawned, but then the one down the tunnel spawns a little bit later sometimes.
This pat is a nightmare to place gas on. This pat is just so wide. It's and not only can they spawn on the path, but they can also spawn on the road, and then they can spawn everywhere else. This map is just a nightmare for camera placements and spawns.
Yeah. Normally we start with this map if we do attempts, but for the sake of commentary, we decided to switch the order around a bit.
We experimented with different positions in this
Two
map.
helis. None on
But
me.
that was around the time that we found out that Rockstar is very inconsistent with this game. I died, which is unusual because only one guy shot at. So there's only like 3 guys left. They should have been gassed by now. Yeah.
It's glitched.
So to continue on with that point, we experimented with places on the north side of this map, and we had something going for a long period of time until one day when we restarted and it just didn't work anymore. And we don't know why. Still to this day don't know why. Which is why we have nicknamed this game GTA Online only sometimes.
Yes, everything in this game works, but only sometimes. Or it does not work, but only sometimes.
And the inconsistency is very inconsistent.
Yes. Inconsistent inconsistency.
Only sometimes.
Yes.
Triple ink.
I guess I should mention that scoreboard, by the way.
Ready.
Ready?
It's a good display of the task division between us. So Disperser is always at the bottom because Disperser always happens to be in the role that has him not do much, except for block spawns. On the other hand, it just so happens to be in our route that Wayno turns out to be the person who does a lot of the killing and shooting. So him and me are usually competing for the first place on the leaderboards, because I have the host advantage where everyone I kill with gas grenades counts. So now we're on this map.
Welcome to Del Piro Pair. We hate this map.
This is the worst map along with Legion Square. I think this one's actually worse, although I think we have gotten the hang of it lately.
It's very inconsistent sometimes.
Yeah. So
This-
if everything goes like it just went, there shouldn't be a problem. But
This map is one of the maps that I have the longest run in, and it's very fucking. If I spawn in a stupid spot, goodbye first setup, because I don't have enough time to do anything.
This map has the size disadvantage of Legion Square, but also the cover disadvantage. There's a lot of stuff in the center of the map that the enemies can take cover behind.
yeah.
Yes.
Which makes
They love to
scatter
run
spawn. If we get a scatter spawn, meaning they don't spawn inside the gas like we want them to, they will take cover behind lots of stuff in the middle, which makes cleanup very well.
Yeah. You'll notice how I am tending to look down this little alley into the middle. I am blocking spawns in the middle, one of them to your left, Duva, and then a few in the middle, a few scatter spawns. I am looking down this alley. They do want to spawn in this alley, but only sometimes. So sometimes I am blocking spawns and sometimes I am not.
One guy in the middle. He's coming towards you, I think.
Yeah, kinda, not really.
Got him.
Wayno has a good overview on the middle though, even with all the shit in the way.
Yeah, so typically when they go in the middle, if they're not going into S's alley, I'll deal with them. I have a very finicky role, so they want to spawn behind this tent pretty much all the time. If I look in a diagonal, so I'm covering the back of this tent, and at the same time, you can't really see it, but you can. The toilets to my right is the main thing I want to block. If someone spawns to my left of me, which they did last round and they might do this round, I have to take my attention away from that toilet for just a second, and that's more than enough for
One
them to
left on
spawn
the
there.
floor.
So oftentimes you will see like S call out that they spawn in the toilet, which usually means because I looked away for about a frame, and that's enough time for them to process movement.
Yeah. There's a lot of backup stuff you can... Okay.
Interesting.
You can see the Duva plays that on a proxy. Or try to. And then I play stickies as well, which ideally aren't needed, but therefore if they get loose. And I think Disperser is placing a proxy nowadays as well for if they get out of the gas. Speaking of one getting out of the gas, one coming to you, Duva, blow up yours.
I guess it disappeared because I heard.
Yeah, we can move out anyway.
There's a
And then-
guy by your car.
He's flipped. Yeah, if you die, any stickies you placed disappear, but any proxies you placed don't disappear, but only sometimes.
On a different topic, may I introduce you to the human's greatest invention, fire, but also the worst invention. Fire fire is a pain in this, and if you could tell, we're standing on wood, and fire likes wood. Fire spreads on wood quite fast. So if I place down any proxies, any cars that goes over it, will detonate and produce fire from their wheels and shit. Which then ends up detonating the other proxies, which then in turn cause more fire, and more fire equals less time to place proxies, and less time to place proxies equals more cars to spawn, and equals Wayno dead in the next wave usually. So it's all a big process. It is, and sometimes it's not even worth it to place proxies in a wave.
Yeah. It's a good thing they all spawn on my left, so if needed I can shoot them with my sniper rifle. This is a heli wave. But sometimes I can't get a shot in because they're not done spawning. Heli to Duva's right, none behind me.
You're heli now.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes I have to continue waiting for the people to finish spawning, because if I looked away too early, or if anyone looks away too early, they immediately start spawning where they were looking. So you have to wait for people to stop spawning before you really have any freedom of movement. And that's why sometimes, if you look on my minimap particularly, you'll see that there's a helicopter right on top of me, but I'm not moving because I'm still blocking spawns and waiting for foot patrol to finish dying. Spawning cars, one car right on Duva.
Sweet.
Pier is being unusually nice today.
Yeah. And then this guy is always taking cover behind a snack stand, but now that we have explosive snipers, cars aren't that big of an issue anymore. In the past we would use a rocket launcher, and it was certainly satisfying if you hit them, but you would miss a lot of times because of the travel time and the unpredictability of the vehicle's driving path.
Oh, there's still a car blip on my radar.
Nice.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. How about that grind to get that explosive sniper ammo down?
One guy coming to you, Duva. Two guys coming to you. I can get one of them. I can get none of them. There's one left. He's gonna kill you spawning. You should turn around. Also, this guy spawned on the beach, which hasn't happened in a long time. So here's an example of us being helpless. Duva couldn't move because the spawns were still spawning, but he also couldn't stay in place because he had people to kill that were killing him. Should be one left.
Yeah, this game has a lot of like.
I spawned on top of your proxy, this person.
This game has a lot of BS deaths sometimes. A lot of the deaths that I've had come from people just spawning on top of me. It's like it's really unfair. The game just drops like 5 guys on top of you with like a shotgun or a machine gun and you're dead. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Might as well say your prayers. You're gone already.
This one actually snuck up to Duva though. Got out of the gas. Alright, 2 helis, none behind me.
It only takes one.
You can probably move out now. Should be just a
But yeah,
helis.
despite that little hiccup there, Pier is not normally this nice.
No, this is a very good pier.
We are moving on to Boneyard. Boneyard, I think, is... Boneyard is
yes,
a decent
Boneyard.
one.
Boneyard is mostly doable, and they spawn in a confined spot, but they can easily get out, and if they do, we have to deal with that. Fortunately, we have plenty of backup sets, backup proxies.
Boneyard strats
to
haven't
deal
changed
with
since
them.
the first time we've done them. We've just refined them a little bit.
Yeah, in the past we
Well,
would actually use the minigun on them. before we found out that gas is really effective.
This is where Taduva shines, so I'll leave it up to him.
Yep. I am dropping proxies. Oh, not proxies. Alright, this is going bad. Take it away, Taduva.
Well, I'm not doing anything yet, but place down some stickies.
Scatter
back
spawn
up.
right away because I messed up my inventory. Should be one left, let him be. Okay, one left on me.
So yeah, if Wayno has to look away to shoot the enemies if stuff really messes up, and I have some stickies in place to blow them up where they will spawn when he's not looking there. So it's kind of the backup spawn, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And talking
Good
about
guess.
backups, I think this Persa also has a gas down for people to run into.
Move out, see what
Maybe
slash
onto
do.
Okay.
Sometimes they run around the corner of the building behind me, so I put one tear gas behind me and one prox mine in the ditch in case they get out of the main gas.
And that works. We established earlier that you can drop 6 gas at the same time. And I usually drop 5. I died by my own gas right now, but that's fine. I got the gas in and I wanted to get, so it should be no problem. I might get a few of them might get out though, but a lot of them got out. Everyone got out. I'll let this one live and wait for the next subwave to spawn. There we go. And you should be able to move out. Some
They are
coming around
running
the
through
ditch.
They are just not giving a fuck about it.
Yeah. Alright, back to the plan. It's a bit risky to gas. You gotta be careful not to gas yourself, and that's exactly what happened just now.
Yeah, but on some maps we can't alternate placing on the gas because we're standing too far apart. So it's not an option. Wave 4, helicopter wave.
Helicopter. Move out.
Or helicopter.
One left in the dish. I think the helicopter landed on it. I'll need either a transplant now or the next transition.
I can do it now.
Alright.
F.
One
Yeah.
nice thing about transplanting is that when you drop the gas, then you
See
can
it?
immediately pick it back up again. So you often do that by accident, so you kind of have to be careful to
They spawned
actually
in
drop it.
disperser's gas. They're gonna kill you, disperser. Also, I think you dropped only one Wayno instead of all of it.
I dropped one twice and then I dropped them all. And I dropped them right next to each other.
Alright. Well, I don't have them all.
That one should still be there, hopefully. If not, you can always try killing yourself.
It won't work. You should be the one to kill yourself. Do it now. Missile yourself.
So, if this goes correctly, this will be an introduction of a new mechanic.
I died. Riva, be careful, car coming in from the road and one person left on disperser spawn.
Yeah, kill the car first and then the one person. Cars of it.
Aiming is hard.
He's coming around the building.
He's
Should be-
inside the thing. He's inside the building.
Alright, let's see if that gave you a gas back.
No, not them. Which is unfortunate.
Disperser, can you drop all your gas?
Yep.
You need it yourself.
I'm gonna
but-
need one off to Duva.
Yeah, as usual.
See it? Do you still have...
I have one.
Alright, well, we lost the backup.
Oh shit. Cha-cha-cha.
I think it's spawning. Okay, spawning. Okay, so we have to improvise there. You can move out. Improvise there because something went wrong with the transplant. And yeah, we tried killing Wayno because sometimes killing yourself gives you back the gas that you literally just dropped. But not in this case. Only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
So we have
Well-
to... yeah.
So on these later waves, car waves, there's a car that spawns near the highway, which is pretty far away. And it spawns in such a way that it has to turn around first, and it takes really long for him to do that. So I use the grenade launcher to kill it where it spawns, basically. If everything goes right. On wave 8, it's
Guessing-
kind of tricky sometimes.
2 helis. Gassing down, fuel left. Take the helis, none left, helis left.
Taduva's grenade shot is basically a
Oh, hey there.
blind parabolic shot, using only reference points.
Yeah.
It took years of practice.
Hello? May I jump up the thing?
Actually, clips were pretty useful to find that out as well. Where the car spawns exactly.
The car can also take a detour and spawn in interesting locations like industrial. It can
Oh,
spawn in the home depot thing down in the very, very back down there.
Move
And it
out,
can also
shoot them,
take
I
a-
need health.
Also take a detour to Los Santos.
Just a car. Car on Taduva.
Oh, that's unusual. On wave 8, it's another type of car. It's like a smaller car, so it turns around quicker. But this time I got it, actually. I think the car spawns when the first subwave was killed, so it's depending on how fast we, like the rest spawns and how fast I can move out, I can get it or I can't get it.
Yeah. Now we're focusing on commentary, so I don't get in nearly as much of the instructions and announcements as I should. But often I announce they got out towards you this. They gotta. Often I just announce what's going on, and then the others can work on that.
Let's do this job. There we go.
But now we're losing a little bit of time on focusing on commentary. But it's going pretty decent. We got some gold splits in the last 2 waves, actually. Jumping up this ditch is just weird. It sometimes just doesn't work. Also, that helicopter wreck is moving.
Thank God, it's
Spawning.
mind of its own.
Gassing, 1 left. He's running out to the main roads. Let him
Label
be. I don't think I have. Okay, spawning. 2 helis. They spawned in front of Taduva, but you should be able to move out now. And 1 left in my hangar.
Get 'em, boys! He never understood a thing.
Alright, and then it's glitched because it only spawns 2 helicopters. I think the glitched wave might happen if we go fast, too fast, but I'm not too sure.
It's not like we can control that either, really.
Yeah. Either they die by the gas or they don't. Alright, and now it's time for what should be the last map, but we failed industrial. And this last map is very easy.
I love this map.
Yeah, it's very easy and very fun. And this is either despite of or because of. It has many different mechanics that we use. Basically, all the mechanics
Ready?
that we explained earlier, all of them come back in this map.
And some.
Yeah, and then some. I think we should let Disperser and Taduva take this map.
Well, the start of this map is quite something. Hopefully I actually succeed the first time, because I'm gonna get up there.
I didn't get a gas.
Ooh.
Can you give me your 30? Thank you.
So I'm using this alien gun to blow myself up here, basically. Push myself. I think I'm gonna wait for the wave to end so I don't mess anything up.
You might need to come down to drop me gas, Taduva, so that I can then give that to Wayno after wave 5, because gas went wrong. Or drop it off the edge. Oh, yeah.
This is a backup strat and a half.
Yeah. This is very improv. It's going to screw us a bit on the industrial, because now Taduva doesn't have any gas. Let's hope for a glitched wave on wave 10. Also, I'm not the host.
I don't use gas on industrial, so.
Ah, very good.
Why would we do industrial?
Because we failed it.
Did we?
Yeah. The very first one.
Oh yeah, we did.
So Disperser, do you know what's going on this map?
Yes, I'm getting killed.
Oh, that's because you're the host, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, Disperser, switch. Do you know where I stand, Disperser?
No.
I stand on the roof behind the AC units.
Okay.
Climb up the stairs to the roof on the left of the building.
Were you just out of position,
No,
Disperser?
I think it's.
Yeah, I think slightly.
I think it swapped the host.
Okay, 2 people doing 2 different things. Gotcha.
We'll find out.
What am I blocking? Center?
Same as you. Okay, it's not working. You want to switch back?
It was a rash decision to switch in the first place.
Yeah, we don't do this. I think I am. Do you know if you're host? No, I am host. Alright, switch back. I guess it was just a fluke for the first wave.
now.
Good thing this is a really easy map.
Yeah.
Well, on lower waves, that's the whole
yeah.
higher wave issue thing.
Most of those, they just all ran out of the building and then just straight in front of my minigun. I see a blood puddle from where disperser stood. Alright, let's see how this goes. And now I'm not the host again.
I think I am.
Apparently it doesn't actually matter on this map, unlike what I thought.
Hmm.
But anyway, carry on explaining to the disperser.
Right. So the this map is small again, very small. The bad
Yes.
spawns that we want to block are under the buildings. But there is one very good spawn near S and
Failed.
wait no, that is very compact. So compact that the enemy can have nowhere to spawn and get teleported.
Cross. Okay, dropping for you, Reno. There it is.
Got it.
Duva has found a very good perch from where he can shoot helis. My spawn is nice. That hit me actually. My spawn the ones I'm blocking are very annoying, but I'm also very vulnerable up here. Ah, nice flight. That almost hit me.
Nice. Yeah, we like to shoot flares at each other as a bit of like communication or something. I don't know exactly. It looks fun in the. Does this guy fall to the floor?
No, he's just under the staircase or something.
Alright.
Might have been in the pile of bodies. Yeah, I mentioned this in Sandy Shores that you would see people just sort of teleport and then they would just appear on the road. It's very prominent in this map considering like the small little area that I gas, which is like just under the staircase here. I don't know why Rockstar put a spawn point here. It's so small. They will push each other underneath the map, and when they want to fall under the map, they'll spawn to the right of me in the center, which S usually explodes. In rare cases, they can fall under the map and like travel halfway across the survival and teleport on the road north of this. Yeah, the northeastern part or northwestern part of this area.
Near me.
Yeah, near disperser. In which case, then it's usually a pain in the ass to get them.
Yeah, but I think Taduva and Disperser both put explosives down there now.
Yes.
We haven't actually needed them anymore recently.
It's a rare occurrence for them to fall through the map all the way there, but when it happens, it can ruin a process.
Hmm.
Which is
I would love if it would happen now, because then I could test if my stickies work.
we don't jinx it.
We're gold splitting these 8 and 9.
I don't actually block anything on this map, so
Yeah,
I can just concentrate on my cars.
yeah. Taduva is like an industrial plant. He's up there to get the cars because the car, especially to the north, is really hard to see from anywhere else on the map.
Cocksucker.
This is a heli wave.
Fucking bum.
I don't have intel on helis.
One on you.
He's dead.
No glitch wave. So that is normally the end of survival. But we failed industrial plant, so we just gotta do some quick menuing and restart the map and we should finish well within the estimate.
Hey, I'm second.
We tied, actually.
Why am I second then?
I think because I have more maps where I got 15.
Goddamn host. Host privileges.
Still not drinking E-Cola. Alright, so... I'm just gonna do some very quick menuing to start industrial plant. Online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created, survivals, industrial plant starts, and the other guys are probably still loading.
Loading.
So I'm going to send the invite using Social Club.
Loading.
Sent.
Loading in.
And then also on your phone, take whichever you prefer. And let me know when you're ready.
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 Didn't hear to do that, assuming he's ready.
I was muted.
So
But
yeah.
it was also kind of weird. I didn't have a buy all option.
Huh.
I think I'm far. How do you?
You're closer.
Alright, so a lot went wrong the first time around on this map. See if we can do it again. Or let's see if we can do it now. Not again. Please no.
Luckily, I don't need much on this map.
Yeah, this is a good one for you to run out of gas on. One left, none left. One left, many lefts. Shoot.
Shoot a rocket at them.
I think in the actual marathon run we'll have some chat questions come in that we could do on cases like this one, or Boneyard or something if we run out of stuff to talk about. Also, hi Fleming Pants.
This map is very dusty.
It's very noisy too. I threw 2 gas. Shouldn't be an issue since your gas is going to overwrite. I have 4 sniper bullets.
I have 17.
I have 10.
I need like 15 for this map. One left on the floor.
Oh, completely forgot. Sticky, sticky, sticky.
So this is wave 4 if I'm not mistaken, so there will spawn 1 helicopter behind me in front of Wayno. But not before having 1 guy survive. Okay, and now it spawned. Foot patrol still spawning. You should move out now. 1 guy fell through the floor, it's gonna appear on you this. On me. I see you placed a sticky there.
No, I RPG them.
Ah, okay.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just always have the RPG equipped.
It's kind of effective. You don't need to aim as much, and you can run with it.
Yeah.
A lot of flares.
Okay, this time I actually put down some explosives.
God, I hate this rocket launcher. How did we die?
You fell down, I think, and then something spawns were messed up.
Oh yeah. I think we were a bit too distracted by the commentary still. We have tomorrow to practice as well. Your commentary was good though, on this first map.
Yeah, I definitely was distracted. I didn't do anything.
That's a lot of explosions.
For one guy. He should feel honored though.
I missed.
I'd feel honored if it takes 6 explosions just to clear me, you know?
Your own fireworks, yo.
I mean, the bits and parts of me that were still, like, you know, not goo would be...
You would be obliterated.
burned into plasma.
Okay, it should spawn 2 helicopters, one behind me and one to the right of me. Yep, there you go. How long did that take, Mr. Flaming Pants, charging the battery? Nice desync with disperser just teleporting across the map, and by map I mean the entire map. "90 minutes? Yeah, we're going a bit slower on the cars here because I ran out of ammo for the sniper rifle.
I couldn't mention why, because I died.
Oh, I need to do a thing. Wow, flaming pants. Back to the classic aim missile launcher.
One guy in the middle. 5 to do it. 3 guys up by Truva.
I got out of the car.
I just saw all the car wrecks that were parked by Taduva. I just saw them all despawn at once.
Excellent.
Oh, Molotov.
This is wave 10, 3 helicopters, one behind me, one to my right, and then one to my front left. Except the one to my right didn't spawn, one fell through the floor to this.
Good.
And I didn't glitch. So that's the final time of, I don't know because I accidentally my timer, but yeah, time. I forgot to announce that you should press the time button. Yeah, that wasn't within estimate.
About 140.
Something like that.
Always have to finish with a parachute.
There were actual missions.
Yeah, well, parachuting is what we do, so parachuting is how we end.
I say let's give it another run through tomorrow, but I think that was good enough. Especially if you have some chat questions to fill in with dead air. To do that is having none of it. Yeah, good job to do. See you tomorrow.
I hate parachuting.
Hate it so much he Alt F4's the game.
No. I went for your social club. You can quit the game there.
You can exit the game via social club.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And
Yeah,
Wayne
there is.
muted because he pressed the button.
Yeah, you can. You just click the little cog button. Press F to detach your parachute and then left click to reopen it. Okay. One of these, man. I wasn't confident that I was gonna make that one.
I'm not sure if I did.
So apparently this is the one that you have to
Undo your parachute.
yeah.
These are some
These are-
turns.
Would you make it through a dive with these?
No.
I've had the whole shift.
Whoa!
Whoa!
There go my points.
Why can you glide off each other? This is so stupid. This is the one thing that collision should be disabled for.
I guess I'm making an extra circle.
Yoo-hoo. Oh, so here's where you, okay. The red indicates where you have to fall in. Okay. Guess I'm diving.
Oh my god, these turns, what the hell?
I was actually quite scared that that didn't work out.
Objective complete, fall and survive.
You got the same one I did. I think I won.
Yeah, I think I got a DNF.
Ah, you were on top for a while, you were. I was actually worried that I might have had a challenge
I
there.
got like 3 checkpoints where I got like 5 seconds. Or not 5 seconds, 5 points only.
Did you pull your parachute quite early?
God. This. See you later, boys.
Hey, that's Maze Bank below.
Where you gotta land. You have to land at some point.
Land in that car. Ooh, on the hospital. Not a bad landing. DNF.
No worries. First. Woo!
825
Hey,
bucks. Let's do something fun if there is anything.
I'm gonna relax because I got a headache.
Alright.
By playing.
Alta 4 it is. Yeah, good job.
Stop and use. We should be alright for commentary.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow as well for practice, and then I have good faith.
Anyways, I'll see you then.
See ya.
Bye.
Let me fill up on my stuff now instead of... Also, I think we got separated. It's fine, I'm just gonna get my explosive stuff done and then head off. Hello. I don't like this guy. Alright, out of 4. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. Alright. That's the end of this stream. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow we'll do this exact same thing. Later streams in the week I am uncertain. If not, then GTA Marathon is next week. I have a run on Wednesday and Thursday. Scratch that, I have 2 runs on Wednesday and 2 runs on Thursday. Disperser, where you know what to do if I have a run on... Is it Thursday or Wednesday?
I think Thursday.
Alright, so tune in for that. Yeah, bye bye.